Blessings, everyone. Good morning. How are you all doing? I'm praying and hoping you all are doing swell. You're doing well. All glory to the Most High God over your life, the protection of God. I welcome you and I greet you all to Esther's meeting tent here with Angel. I have a message for us all. What the Lord showed me last night and what the Lord has been speaking to me throughout this week, as I am in my secret time, as I am in my quiet time with the Lord, and I'm reading my word, and just him, miracle signs and wonders, just him confirming, not even really confirming, just what he wants me to know and what he wants me to bring to you all. So this is good and bad. This is a warning, and a lot of times what God has taught me, when he gives warnings, he may give them once, twice, three times. Sometimes we look past and we look over the warning. We brush it off like it's nothing, like nothing is going to happen. But something definitely is going to take place. Once he warned someone of something and they have not turned, they have not repented, they have not apologized, they have not apologized to whoever or whomever, even in their heart. So there's going to be, what I noticed, what I seen, a flood. What I seen was the waves. There were like harsh waves, big harsh waves. And the waves were like coming towards me in this dream. But I was I was prepared and I seen them coming. And in my mind, in the dream, and this was just this morning, like while still asleep, I'm dreaming. And my little son, he was in it too. And he, and I told him, I grabbed his hand and said, I got you. You're going to be able to overcome this. Like, you're going to be able to get through this. Through this storm, not the storm, but just like the flood, the waves, like we'll be able to swim and we'll be fine. That's what was said in the dream, from my point of view in the dream, But, and then it ended. It's like let me say here, something like tickle you. Let me make sure this is all right. A little bit, okay. So, and so God brought me back to Genesis about, Genesis 6, about the flood, and about, the great fall of people's hearts of evil, sin and evil. And how God is reacting to humanity of what's going on with people, their sinful ways, their wicked ways, their evil hearts. And it says, just before the story of the flood begins, we learn that the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intention of the thoughts of his heart was only evil and wicked. And that's Genesis 6:5. And it grieved God to his heart. So there is going to be a great fall of these wicked people not turning. And this could be the leaders, the teachers, the pastors, anybody on the pulpit that's doing things, a double-mindedness, anybody that's anybody that's doing anything that is not of God, that is not pleasing to the sight of God, that's not following the commands or the laws, but they have a community, they are a teacher, they are a leader, like I spoke yesterday, they are a pastor, evangelist, and God knows. And this is Genesis 6:6. So God sent the flood waters as a judgment, a block in the way of humanity's wickedness that rose out of grief of his heart. Genesis 6:5-6. Genesis describes the flood as the Decreation. This is where he about to end everything. This is where he about to end things. There's going to be a washing away, the flood. Describes as a decreation of the world, the earth sinks back into chaotic waters that God cleared away in Genesis 1, 6 through 10 in the Bible. In the ark, God carries Noah's family through the flood unharmed to start a refresh in a world returned to innocence. It is a new beginning and a chance to have a different end. He still wipes out humanity. And that's what that flood I seen. And I remember like looking at my child, and I don't know if my other child was there too. It seemed like but I remember seeing it coming towards us. The waves was like coming. It was coming towards us. And I'm like, what does this mean? The story of the flood is one of God taking merciful action to restrain humanity's ever-increasing evil. Is the judgment is falling upon people now. And that's why God is about to cause a flood to take place. What does that look like today? I have no idea. You have to take this message back to God and ask God and seek God. But it's going to take place, whatever it is. And that's like death too. It is death because he cleaned the earth, humanity's ever increasing evil. He want to put an end to the evil. He's tired of these people wicked hearts, wicked ways, the sorcery, the magic, serving other gods, being a prostitute, being whoredom. And that means going to and fro to different gods, objects, people, places, things. You know, honoring your pastor and worshiping your pastor, which is a human being, a man or a woman, a God, more than you go to God. He's putting an end to it. Because it is God who created you. It is God who gifted you and gave you things and breathed life into you, into your mother's womb to create you. It is God. Everything that you have is because of God. And God wants us to bring it back to the beginning. He keeps showing the number one. Bring it back to one. God has been highlighting, if you are watching this message and you are a person that see prophetic numbers, I call them prophetic numbers because it's all biblical, Hebrew, and Strong's Concordance. And you have been seeing 555, 777, 123. If you've been seeing like 71, 17, 70, or 71, 70, those numbers, you can look them up in Greek Strong Concordance. A lot of this is pertaining to that. So God highlighted Enosh, a patriarch mentioned in the Bible. Also, meaning of it is mortal man or man. It says, okay, Enosh, meaning man, primarily known as the son of Seth and grandson of Adam. I think that also has something, because when I pulled it up and Googled it, that Enosh also has something to do with the flood. So it's just taking us back to Genesis, the book of Genesis, about Enosh, and you can go read that, Enosh. And it says Enosh, okay, so the lineage, Enosh is the son of Seth, who was the third son of Adam and Eve. His lineage is also traced through Luke 3:38 as an ancestor of Jesus. A man as frail and mortal. It says, Enosh denotes man as frail as mortal. With Enosh, a new religious development began. For then began men to call upon the name of Yahweh. And that was Genesis 4:26. But this came about the number 1800. So I don't know if that's 1800 in the Bible biblical. But God kept highlighting 1800 He kept highlighting 1800. So it means poor, lowly, and weak in Hebrew. Needy, poor, man, weaker. Lean, needy, poor. And lean mean like, lean is skinny, like small, tiny, skinny, frail, you know. But it says poor. It says poor, and then in parentheses it says man, weaker. But that's all for this message. I am going to record another message because I don't want this to be longer than what it is. I pray that the right people, whoever God sends, that they have an open ear and open mind, filled with the Holy Spirit, and they receive it. They receive it and they take accountability, and you know, they connect themselves to this message. Please like, share, and subscribe so this message and this word can get out. This is a warning from many, many, many of God's people, mainly the believers of Jesus Christ who is walking with him and following him and leading the sheep astray, leading them in a wrong direction, leading them in a wrong direction. And that means you could be poor in spirit. It don't mean financially poor, because you can be rich. 1,000 views, 1,000 people, you know, you have a big community, stage front, but you could be poor in your spirit, where the enemy is in there, and the enemy is deceiving you, lies for the lies for the lies, and the Holy Spirit is not with you. And you're not in a position that you're no longer in a position that God once gave you. God knows the heart. You can say a lot out of your mouth. I can sit here and say a lot out of my mouth, but genuinely God knows. I can mourn, I can cry in front of you on camera and pretend, but God really knows the heart. He knows what's hurting in there. And tears do mean something, because God hears those weeps and those tears when they're coming from the soul, from the pit. Trust me, he hears everyone, and he's counting them, and there's answers to them. But that's it. If you would like to, again, share, if you would like to sow, monetize, every seed is a blessing onto this word, onto me, a gift. It's greatly appreciated. I appreciate you all. Until next time, be blessed, everyone.